I told Deirdre to, whatever's on your mind, say it, and that way it made it really relaxed. You can cut out everything else. No one's gonna see this but us, so you literally,
Okay.
hers is us.
Okay. Cool.
Cause we can cut out the other stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that gives you a better, cause Deirdre was like, in the beginning it was like this, and I was like, man,
Gotcha.
And
okay.
then, but you could see her heart. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a program conversation.
Okay.
Response.
Fair enough.
I'm ready.
Okay. Just please state your name and your title.
Tanisha Daniels, Chief Experience Officer.
How long have you been CXO here?
I've been CXO here for a little bit over 5 years.
So what has it been like? Ms. Miller's new, and the whole process, everything has changed here. What's that been like for you as chief leader here?
Part of the change has been actually rewarding, because now we have a CEO who really gets the concept of not just the community hospital, but really caring for the patients that we serve. Specifically, his first day he came here and took the lock off of his office door. And we all felt like that was just great, because that meant, he was successful. And then from there, posted his cell phone number along with mine on every floor throughout the hospital, which gives the patients an opportunity to call in the event they have any issues or concerns, or just want to compliment a team member. It creates a 360, if you will. Our patients feel like they're welcome and they're part of the Loretto family.
That's awesome. So you are the hospital's first CXO, which is huge. So for some people, it could mean nothing, but for some of us, we saw an opportunity to change the entire way and landscape we deal with our patients and patient care. What does that mean to you, though?
For me, it's more of something that's personal. You go into the hospital and it's so rigid and sterile, and there are all these rules and guidelines that are more around the healthcare portion of it. And I don't think a lot of places look at it from the human touch. And so in my role, I'm responsible for filling in the gap. So whether that means just going greeting a family, if that means explaining a process, explaining a system, that's my role. In addition to that, my role is making sure that as an organization, that we are clear that our patients are first, and that their safety is a part of that. And just being with them in that moment, whether it's they have a loved one that's passing away, or they don't like their meal, and some of our patients actually just want someone to talk to.
Wow. So how does that's actually kind of huge, how does that impact our overall patient care and the patient experience?
So the way that it impacts us is that we have to look at healthcare a little different. So, we want to draw the blood and change the sheets and make sure you get all your procedures. But the other process is, when we're entering the patient room, it's all about how we go to business, and keeping in mind that, our patients are actually people. And sometimes that gets lost in translation. So when we go in, making sure we're knocking on the door, addressing them by Mr. or Mrs. But it's also about timeliness and making sure we do everything on time, draw their blood on time, take their x-rays on time. And a big part of patient experience is really communication. I think talking to our patients about where they are every step of their journey when they enter the door helps alleviate some of the anxiety. But first and foremost, it makes them feel welcome and warmed. One of the rules that we have here at the hospital is that we're required to speak to everybody when they come in. And Mr. Miller actually had an interaction with someone from the community who said after she got here, she came in and she just couldn't believe the change overnight, and just how it made her feel so welcome.
What do you attribute that change to?
I think it's about just knowing that we have to go to business differently. And the biggest thing is treating everyone with dignity and respect 100% of the time. And for some people that is minor, but for a lot of people that is big. We do a safety huddle every morning, and we don't shut off the area in which we do safety huddles. So sometimes patients are walking through our safety huddle in the morning and everyone's saying, good morning, good morning, good morning. And you could just see the look on the patient's face. Initially it's like a little bit of shock, and now it's like, oh my goodness, that's for me. They're speaking to me. So you can tell that it makes a difference.
Wow. What are we doing overall? We have a lot of initiatives in place, and we talk about the transformation of the Loretto Hospital. how does our patient care play into that whole transformation piece?
As it relates to the patient experience piece. So basically we have our patients receive a phone call once they leave. It's a anonymous survey, so to speak, and every patient throughout the state of Illinois gets the same survey. They get to rate us on how we do, from how long it took us to whether their room was clean, how they liked the food. And so that helps give us a pulse on how we're doing. The downside to that, though, is I'm not sure if it's because a lot of our patients, don't have phones, or our response is low. But in real time, we have team members that on a daily basis visit our patients and check to see how things are going.
So where do you see us in the future? at the hospital?
I see us being the safety net hospitals that shows other safety net hospitals how it's done.
I have one more question. That was hot. If you had the opportunity to share one good thing about Loretto Hospital to our community and our patients, what would that be?
That would be that as a hospital, I know we've had a reputation that has not been the greatest. But in my experience, since our new leader, Mr. Miller, has been here, I can tell you that we care. We care about our patients, we care about our community, we care about our team members, and we just want what's best for our community. Over the past winter, we actually had homeless that were allowed to come in and stay in our emergency room because they had nowhere to go. And we would provide services for them, get them where they needed to be. And that's huge because most hospitals would not do that. And that says, if nothing else, that we really do care. We no longer serve pork on our menu here at the hospital. And that's because, it's probably not the best for you. It took a little while for our patients and our team members to get used to it, and now we don't even miss it. And so we've just been, I want to say taught, for lack of a better word, or I say led to be clear that our community has to be first.
That's all I have.
How important are those huddles every morning?
Safety huddles every morning. Basically, it's every team leader in the hospital. We come in 8:30 in the morning, we meet, and we basically talk about issues that are relevant to everyone. We talk about what the daily census is. We talk about are there any issues, are there any concerns, anything we need to address. Our CEO attends that huddle every morning, so every member of our senior leadership team as well. And that's an opportunity for us, one, to connect as a team, and two, to be clear on how we're going to go to task on that day with regards to our patients. And if there are any safety issues, we discuss them there out in the open. We're all on the same page. We're all clear. We operate with transparency here. So that's something that has also changed how we go to business.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
My
Yep.
girls are hot. The
Yep.
trifecta.